Good evening, everybody. Tonight I have the privilege of introducing one of our honored guests. She happens to be a judge, which normally when I'm in the presence of a judge, I feel like I'm going to be told I'm wrong. So this should be hopefully a good change for the evening. So I have the privilege of introducing the Honorable Barbara Hauser from the class of 1972. So Judge Hauser was able to join us tonight. She has built a groundbreaking legal career, becoming the first female United States bankruptcy judge for the Northern District of Texas, and serving with distinction for over 2 decades. She led complex, high-profile cases, including the historic restructuring of Puerto Rico's debt, and was appointed by Chief Justice John Roberts to the board of the Federal Judicial Center. She has been named one of the 50 most influential women lawyers in America. She has received numerous national honors, recognizing her impact on the judiciary and the legal profession. Today, she continues her service as trustee of the Boy Scouts of America Settlement Trust, overseeing thousands of claims with integrity and care. She is a leader, a trailblazer, and a proud bulldog. So please join me in honoring Judge Barbara Hauser, a 2025 Distinguished Alumna of North Platte High School.
I just want to know where you found that picture. So good evening. I want to start this evening by expressing my thanks to the North Platte Public School Foundation for honoring me with this award and for providing me with the opportunity to return to my hometown after literally decades away, as my family moved from North Platte in the late 1970s. I grew up here in North Platte after having been born in the western part of the state in Scottsbluff. My parents bought a small business here. My dad was the Hay Culligan man the summer before I started the 2nd grade at Washington Elementary School. The move was prompted by my parents wanting to be able to provide my older brother and I with more opportunities and a better life than they felt they would have had we stayed in Scottsbluff, where my dad was a fertilizer salesman for Simplot and my mom was a homemaker. So they took their life savings, which wasn't very much, and a little money they borrowed from my dad's father, and they bought a business here that my dad really didn't know anything about. But through a lot of hard work, and with my mom's help running the office, they made the business a success. And, importantly to them, they succeeded in their shared goal of giving my brother and me a wonderful life. While neither of my parents graduated from college, education was important to them. My brother and I knew from the time we were little that we were headed for college. Thanks to my folks' support, both financially and otherwise, my brother and I not only attended college, but graduate school, medical school for my brother, and law school for me. I learned a lot here in North Platte, both from watching my parents and from the excellent education the public school system here in North Platte provided. I learned that with a well-established moral compass, a lot of hard work, and a little bit of smarts, you can do just about anything that you set your mind to. Now, I was a good student. Some might say I was kind of a nerd in high school, but I loved to learn and I loved school, pretty much any subject. But then I took a debate class in high school, and my future career became clear, at least to me. My dad made me get a degree in education because he wasn't 100% sure I'd really go to law school. But I knew I wanted to be a lawyer, even though I don't think I had a real idea of what being a lawyer would mean. So off to college and law school, and then a whole career in the law that I could never have imagined as a little girl growing up here in North Platte. I was lucky enough to join a wonderful law firm in Dallas when I graduated from law school, and then through hard work, excellent mentoring from more senior lawyers, and a bit more luck, I developed a national practice as a corporate restructuring lawyer, handling complex restructuring cases throughout the United States. I really loved being a lawyer, working with my clients to solve their financial and legal problems in creative ways. I loved being their advocate in court and using the legal system to save businesses and jobs. But always in the back of my mind, I thought I would like to be a judge, hoping to take the best of what I had learned from 20 plus years of appearing before judges all around the country, what I liked and what I hadn't liked so much, so that I could become a fair and just jurist. Just as I was able to see the light at the end of a tunnel on a large, complex restructuring case I was handling in Michigan, a vacancy occurred on the bankruptcy bench in the Northern District of Texas, where I lived when I wasn't on the road. I threw my name in the hat and, as luck would have it, was selected as the first woman bankruptcy judge in the Northern District of Texas by the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. As you may know, bankruptcy judges are Article I judges under the United States Constitution and are appointed by the Circuit Court of Appeals in the jurisdiction where the judge will sit. So for me, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. I was sworn in as a federal judge in January of 2000 and served for 22 years, retiring from the bench in January of 2022. I loved my time on the bench and was lucky enough to have presided over a lot of really interesting cases. But I also became incredibly involved within the federal judiciary and was given several interesting special assignments during my time on the bench. My last such assignment was to lead a 5 federal judge mediation team assisting the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico and its instrumentalities in restructuring billions of dollars of debt under a special statute called PROMESA, enacted by Congress that enabled Puerto Rico, as you know, a territory of the United States, to file something like bankruptcy in federal district court in Puerto Rico. My mediation team and I successfully restructured substantially all of Puerto Rico's debt over the next several years. That work was completed in January of 2022, and I decided it was time to move on to the 3rd chapter of my professional career. Chapter 3 involves me taking on fiduciary roles in mostly bankruptcy cases. Currently, as Matt said, I'm serving as the sole trustee of a multi-billion-dollar trust established under the confirmed plan of reorganization for Boy Scouts of America in its Chapter 11 case pending in the District of Delaware. The trust and the team of professionals I have assembled are responsible for determining over 65,000 claims of childhood sexual abuse asserted against the Boy Scouts, liquidating the tangible and intangible assets that were assigned to the trust, and then distributing the cash that we realized from the liquidation of those assets to the individuals whose claims are determined by my team to be allowable on a pro rata basis. The work is exceedingly complex, and the stories of what happened to the individual claimants is simply heart-wrenching. Truly the hardest thing that I have ever tried to do. So, what are my takeaways from my life experiences? First, dream big. a little girl from the middle of Nebraska who did not really understand what a life in the law could be like, can succeed beyond her wildest dreams. But no one succeeds on their own. We are an amalgamation of the people in our lives and our life experiences. Surround yourself with people who share your values, be open to hearing about others, and take advice from mentoring and those more experienced than you. For me now, the most important person in my life is my wife, Sarah Nolan, who is here with me tonight. She might tell you that the most important person in my life is my dog, Pepper, and her sister, Joy. But while I am crazy about them, Sarah is the love of my life. More than anything else, be true to yourself. Don't ever lose who you are and where you came from. When asked about my childhood in my hometown, I have always described it as a wonderful place to be from. Strong, solid, hardworking Midwestern people with good values who cared about their families and friends. My foundation in life was built here, and it has served me well throughout my life. Thank you for inviting me to return home.
She was so quick. I couldn't get up here quick enough. I'd like to present you with a plaque that will also be hanging at North Platte High School so all the students can see it as well. And then also, we've got a little book here of all the nominations that came in about you. So thank you for coming back. We appreciate you
Thank you.
very much. Give her another round of applause.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.